Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Tom Heaney. The channel is Tom Heaney Adventure. Today I'm going to discuss two lanterns, both from Ledlenser. This is the Ledlenser ML6 Warm Connect. It is the most recent edition of the ML6. And this here is the ML4. What I will do is I will show you lots of footage of the lights actually working at night, so we'll look at some of that later. I'll also discuss the features and benefits of both the lights, and then to conclude I'll sort of discuss, are these worth the money? Because I think in the real world, we're always paying money for a certain product and we think, yeah, is that worth the actual money? And lastly, I'll sort of talk about, whether I would take these in my backpack for overnight wild camping trips. So first up really is the ML4 Warm. This is a really small and compact light. So you can see here, this is a AA battery, just to give you a bit of a size comparison. And it's also extremely lightweight, weighing in at 71 grams. So particularly suitable for any adventure where light, and weight are at a premium. But obviously any outdoor adventure, it's very versatile, and I can't really think of much an excuse for not including it in my pack, to be honest. Now, the lumen output, it has a boost function, which I'll show you in a moment. It's like 300 lumen, so it actually is super bright. So that's it, just up on the boost there, just activated by a double tap, on the top. This is your kind of on button here, so fired up on. Goes through your different power levels, and then at any time a double tap will put it there into boost. So the boost is 300 lumen. It has a high power mode then of 150 lumen, and then a mid mode of 50 and a low power of 5. I think I've got those right, and obviously as well really good run times. The high power I think is 2.2 hours, something like that, and on the lowest setting it'll run at your 5 lumen, it'll run for something like 80 hours. So weight, I think with any light, it's important how much light does it put out and how long does it run time, or how long is the run time, and and how heavy is it. So all of those features, are really good. Looking at some of the other features of the light, it has an IP rating of 66. The dust ingress protection is pretty much full, and then it will withstand sort of kind of water jets, or high water pressure from any direction. Not actually submersible, but kind of one step down from that, so you don't really need to worry at all if the light is exposed, to a lot of moisture. All right, so looking at some of the other fantastic features that I think this light has. It has dual power mode, which means that you can use it with the rechargeable battery that comes as standard. I actually have a AA battery in here just at the moment, and then that's just your rechargeable. The connection here and here, it's just simply like a half turn, and that's it. And then your tap will then just fire it up, just running through the different modes. So dual power, from your rechargeable battery, or in fact, a AA, which is a super feature. The charging itself is with a magnetic charger, and I sort of think we should. It's nice to actually see companies moving on from a standard, USB or USB-C or whatever it happens to be. So the actual little plates are here, and then this just pops on. And then into your, I'm just using a power bank really just at the moment, and hopefully you can see that there. As soon as I've switched the power bank on, the charging status indicator light will come on, and that then will stay from red and then just change on to green. I'll maybe show you that happening in a moment. So that's then sort of how you actually charge it. This is actually quite, obviously if I give it a big shake it's going to fall off, but it's a good solid connection there. And I think it's great to see that sort of, see companies moving forward and getting away with the USB. I think it also helps the ingress protection, because, there's nothing here that actually is open. So a great, feature of the light. Adaptability wise then, you have a little metal sort of like carabiner hook, here, and that just hooks on, you can hook that on to you can actually hook it on to a rucksack, or it can just pop onto your charger belt, or even I've seen I've seen it, you know, being hooked onto key rings, you know, pretty much, you know, anything at all. And obviously, of course, for hanging itself in your, in your tent. Now, apart from the magnetic charging technology, another technology that's in the light is, I think Ledlenser call it micro prism technology. And the way that sort of works is that it sort of produces really warm, glare-free illumination. So the light itself, it's hard to describe. It kind of punches out a really good spread of light, but it's not really harsh, you know. So that micro prism technology, you know, really helps with that. All right, so next up is the ML6 Warm Connect. This is a little bit heavier, so it's like I think it's 260, 270 grams. So it's a lot more powerful. It has a boost mode, I think, of 750. It has a power mode of like 500. Then the next one drops down to 100, and then it drops down to 5. And obviously really, really good run times. I think on the mid mode it'll run something like 12 hours, you know, which is fantastic. And I think like 80 hours, you know, on the low output, which is the 5 lumen. It feels certainly to me, you know, very, very well made. You know, it's compact. It's really, really well, you know, screwed together. And it's brimmed, you know, are absolutely full of features. You know, so the top, you know, here, for example, you've got like USB in here, so that can be used to power phone, and you can still actually charge your phone while the light is lit, which is a great feature. Then to do the opposite, and that is, you know, and that really fits in. It's a good tight, you know, steel there. Now the light is actually rated. Again, it's IP66, so ingress protection 66, the same, you know, as the ML4. So really, really good protection against dust and moisture. So then the opposite from that then is actually is powering it. So again, you have your magnetic charging here. Pops on, and this is actually incidentally is also a Ledlenser. It's a wee small power bank. It's a Flex 3. And one of the benefits of this is the battery, the rechargeable battery inside this, then also is the same battery as for the actual light. So that will just pop in there, and we will be charging away. Again, there's a charging status indicator light, you know, on the top of the light. You'll not be able to see that at the moment, but I will show that to you, you know, shortly. So that's really, really good feature there. Your magnetic charging, which I think, like I said on the other light, is much better than sort of, you know, just a USB. All right, so one of the amazing features of this light is the fact that it's all controlled through an app, and you can set your light up to do whatever you want, pretty much. And at night, just whenever it's a bit darker, obviously, so I'm just hitting the connect now. You'll see the light as soon as it connects. That's us ready to go. And then just under the different controls, that's just it on full power, on mid power, and low power. So back to mid and back on full. What's happening here is you can also dim. It's changing it into red light mode, so the light's going to really drop here. Different options. Okay, and then back onto the white light mode, and then just showing you a pulse setup. So it's pulsing up and down position. So it's just every now and again, it's just giving a couple of flashes to show you the position of the light. And blink is then a more constant. So just summarising here regarding the ML6 Warm Connect on my right and your left. There's a lot of features on this light. I mean, there really is. And the power bank function, the controllability, you know, with your mobile phone, the sort of like little wrist or remote control, you know, as well, you know, with it. So the light's very well featured. The micro prism technology, which hopefully you'll be able to see, you know, at the moment. It's not putting out a harsh, you know, white light. It's more a warm, anti-glaring type light, and a few other features as well. Now, I said earlier on the price point of this. Hopefully my face isn't too lit up here, but the price point of this light is £100. So would I spend £100 on this light? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, there's just so many features. I've really been impressed with the clarity of the light output, you know, how much light it actually gives out. I've been impressed, you know, with the build quality, you know, as well. And it certainly does feel like, you know, £100 light. So, you know, well done, you know, in that respect. So now, summarising and looking at the ML4, you know, warm here on my left and your right. This is a great little light. I have to say, you know, I've been very, very impressed with it. The bottom line is, you know, do I think it's worth the money, and would I take it on overnight camping trips where weight, you know, is critical? The answer to both. The camping trips, yeah, definitely. I will definitely be packing this in my bag. There's really no excuse not to. The light output is great. The run times are really, really good. And it's a nice warm, you know, sort of light, and it just takes up absolutely no space. And the weight, as I said, at 70 odd grams is fantastic. Price of this is $39.99, and again, I personally do honestly think it represents really, really good value for money. So thank you very much, you know, for tuning in to the channel. I hope you've enjoyed the sort of shots and different aspects that I have of these two lights. I do a lot of sort of videos, and I'll be posting more videos, so don't forget, you know, to look out for those, and give us a like and a subscribe, you know, would be great, you know, too. So the channel again is Tom Heaney Adventure. Thank you very much for tuning in and watching and listening.